The Lord is thy shepherd, I shall not want. Him maketh I lie down in a green pastures. Him leadeth I beside still water them. Him restoreth I soul. Him leadeth I in the path of righteousness for him name's sake. Yea! Though I rasta go walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I can't fear no evil. For thy rod and thy staff them comforted I and I. Uno prepareth a table before I in the presence of our enemy them. Uno anointed I head with uno oil, me cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy I go follow I all the days of I Ivan. Me I go dwell in the house of the Lord God. Jah, kadama we gromabe where twos and threes meet in the name of the Most. I Jah, and that's so Jaja de. If Jaja never build up your house, the builder I go build it in vain. Same way, if Jaja never watch upon your house, the watchman I go watch it in vain. The name of the Lord is a strong tower, and the righteous run into it and them is safe. Many are the afflictions of the righteous, but Jah shall deliver him from all of them. And I give thanks. And I give thanks. And I give thanks. How mauso bolisa adanu wato e wasikle afo. How mauso bolisa akpe kaka akpe sia. This is the Black Pot, aka Kukushonamo. And here we speak truth to power. My name, Black Rasta. In every traditional African home there is a black pot, and each time this black pot sits on the fire, there is something super sumptuous cooking. Oh yes. Ingredients of so many different types, shapes and sizes, aromas and flavors. Put aside all their differences and relocate into the black pot where they are subjected to some amount of heat and they produce food. And ironically, they do not even partake in the eating of the food. We do, the eaters. Yet every time they rise to the occasion, the black pot and the ingredients, preparing food that they do not eat themselves. A lesson of selflessness, a lesson of generational thinking. Some great wise people have said that if you can think a year further or a year ahead, then plant maize. If you can think 10 years ahead, plant trees. But if you can think forever, plant human beings. The more you invest in humanity, the higher and greater your level of thinking. How many people are investing in human beings? How many people are investing in some other things? And how many people believe that? Let's eat it all today. After all, tomorrow we die. The Akan people have a powerful saying. They say, and I quote, Didi da chen didi prekun. To eat forever, a little at a time, is better than eating it all today and starving tomorrow. This is the Black Pot, aka Kukushonomo, where we speak truth to power. And the Black Pot talks about one thing: patriotism, no politics, no religion. We don't even talk sports. All we concentrate on is patriotism. It's a thing of the mind, the mindset. Now, if the average African mindset is right, every other thing will be righted. That is why each time we hammer on patriotism, we hammer on Pan-Africanism. Oh yes. It's not by chance we are here. It's not by chance we are black. It's not by chance we are human. It's not by chance we are where we find ourselves in this geopolitical space. It is for us to be able to fulfill a certain mission. Are we ready to fulfill that mission? Are we ready to think generationally? We all want to make children. And the paradoxical thing about this in Africa is everybody is supposed to make a child at least. If you don't have children, people start to look down on you and they will give all sorts of reasons why you are not making children. Some go extra lengths to be able to produce children. Yet we don't seem to be thinking about the children generationally. How would our children be in the next 100 years to come? In the next 50 years? In the next 40 years? We want to eat it all today, for tomorrow we die. Greed, wickedness, lack of focus. This is the Blakk Pot, aka Kukushonomo, where we speak truth to power, and we are live on YouTube. Our YouTube channel is Black Empire Media, as you can see on your screen. Do me a favor, share this broadcast so every other person can see it. Click and subscribe to this channel, and of course on the bell you click as well, and that means that you will be notified anytime we come on live. This is the Blakk Pot, aka Kukushonomo, and here we speak truth to power. Make sure that your comments come in. We shall read your comments in this edition. We are only going to be here for 60 minutes and we are done. 1 hour. We appreciate your time. We never take you for granted. And we want to say thank you so much to EasyIt for supporting us. ISIT is EasyIt. And EasyIt is the new social media platform everybody's talking about. What can you do with EasyIt? You can go live. You can make video and audio calls, upload your photos and videos, meet other positive-minded people there. How different is EasyIt from the rest of them? With EasyIt, it's all positive. They are powerful algorithms that sap out anything negative before it even comes up. So if your regular social media platform is all negative, racism, nudity, violence, then you know you have to leave it and come over to EasyIt. On EasyIt, it is all positive. Another interesting thing about EasyIt is that this is a social media app that has been modeled by Ghanaian engineers in America. Oh gosh. Please download this for free from Google Play and App Store. Absolutely for free. Connect with family and friends and make memories. Promote your business and promote your brand. This is the Blakk Pot, aka Kukushonomo, and here we speak truth to power. Remember, we are also supported by the kind courtesy of Le Shrine. This is an executive club right here in Accra, and is sitting on the beach of the Atlantic Ocean. At night, you see so many lovers walking on the beach, enjoying the breeze of the Atlantic Ocean. Oh, at Le Shrine, we don't just call it Le Shrine for nothing. In fact, it's located next to a natural shrine of trees. Oh, a beautiful forest. The forest that we've been talking about in a lot of African movies. Forest that you don't just walk into unless you have a certain kind of spiritual permission. And what is that permission? The moment you come to Le Shrine, you have that permission automatically. Walk through the forest, enjoy the breeze. Oh, feel free. Enjoy what we have to give you. But Le Shrine has more. Apart from jumping into the sea, we have a very beautiful swimming pool, very sexy and nice. And we need you to jump into it as well and feel good. We have a mini hotel in there. What do you want to eat at all? Is it continental or is it local? And we have the adult night every Monday. Remember, it's adult night. Don't bring your children there. If you are not 18 and over, do not come. On the same Monday, we have karaoke. On Wednesday, we have the reggae night. Reggae music blazing everywhere on the beach. Oh my God. And on Sunday, we have the special ladies night. It's also an adult night. Oh, ladies all over the place. Making men so happy. How do they make men happy? They talk to you nicely. You sit with them and tell stories and catch up with life. But remember to come with a drink for our beautiful ladies who come there for the ladies' night. And of course, we also have private parties. You can rent the place for a private party and even more. Oh, contact Le Shrine, which is located right there at La Boma Beach Resort, in Accra. Oh my God, and watch the Atlantic Ocean roll so romantically. You must be at Le Shrine Executive Club. Call Le Shrine on 0205 5050 or 0204 5050 or 0206 5050 or 0203 5050. Simple. This is the Blakk Pot, and thanks so much to all the wonderful people facilitating our show. The Blakk Pot, aka Kukushonomo. Today we have 5 very important stories and we are going to run like the horse. First story, run it. Make we see. It says what? Parliament declares Saglemi useless. Don't cry. I know you feel like crying. Saglemi. That is Saglemi. Affordable housing was built by the last government in power. Before Nana Akufo-Addo came, they used the taxpayers' money. They used loans to build these houses. Not a single soul is in there. It is now home to cockroaches, lizards, snakes, and all sorts of reptiles and rodents. The government at the time invested so much in this, looking for housing that Ghanaians can afford. Unfortunately, they were not able to complete it before we kicked them out of power for extreme corruption, hoping that this new government will be a better one. But when this government came into power, we realized that, in fact, it is actually the great-grandfather of the most corrupt regime that has ever existed in this country, Nana Akufo-Addo's government. This man is a scammer. He scammed us 4110 and told everybody that he will change Ghana. He scammed us by telling us that Accra would be the cleanest city in West Africa. Accra is one of the dirtiest as it stands right now. No campaign, nothing. He ended up giving us the Minister of Sanitation and Water Bodies, who was supposed to make sure that Accra became the cleanest city, as another scammer. 100 times a scammer. 1 million American dollars stashed in her bedroom. Today they are telling us stories. Ghanaians are angry. There is a new wave of coup d'etats all over West Africa. At least 4 countries have gone down. Many people are saying things that we cannot repeat, but we will say them later in the show. Let's concentrate on Saglemi. So nobody lives at Saglemi. It broke my heart last night when this message came out. Run the story. Watch it. What is the story saying? New affordable housing project in Pokwase is illegal. And this is a minority in power speaking. Run the story. 3news.com says, Member of Parliament for Buedi, Samson Ahin, has said that the new affordable housing project in Pokwase in the Greater Accra region that President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo cut short for on Tuesday, August 1, and that's yesterday, for its start is illegal. He said the project required parliamentary approval. That did not happen before the president cut short for the commencement. Addressing journalists in Parliament on Tuesday, August 1, Mr. Ahin said, under laying of papers in Parliament, this particular project is supposed to be laid in Parliament today. But this has not been done, which means the EPC agreement has not been approved in Parliament. So you have presented such a document to Parliament for approval, and it has not even been laid yet. They are there cutting short to commence work. What does that mean? Is it a slap on Parliament? Is it disrespectful to Parliament structures, or what? That's it. My brother, Saglemi is sitting there uncompleted. A new project is in the offing. What is wrong with us? And we are told that the so-called affordable housing is not that affordable as compared to Saglemi. Why don't we have the spirit of continuity? Why don't we have the spirit of maintenance? Oh, this is the government that did this. We will not complete it, so the credit goes to that government. Who created us at all? What kind of a country do we have? The president was busily cutting this. I wouldn't be surprised if he wants his name to be put on that. Nana Addo, affordable housing. chiefs and people came out looking at him, and none of these people could tell him, Mr. President, do the needful, complete Saglemi. No, they all would stand there sheepishly and watch him misbehave like a clown. At the end of the day, the taxpayer is in trouble. What they are saying is that they are going to get the private sector to be part of the Pokwase, so-called Pokwase affordable housing. And they believe that Ghanaians will be able to afford that. Let's watch another headline and see exactly what it is about this. Watch this. Cabinet has approved disposal of Saglemi project. Listen. Parliament has done what? Watch it. Cabinet has approved disposal of Saglemi project. Akufo-Addo reveals at sword cutting for new housing project. Let's find out what this is all about. 3 news. President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo has revealed that steps have been taken to complete the Saglemi housing project, which stalled since the ousting of the John Mahama-led government. President Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo said on Tuesday, August 1, that the Minister of Works and Housing, Francis Asensu-Boakye, has been given approval to search for a private entity with the financial and technical capability to complete the project. The controversial Saglemi housing project began in 2012 in Pram Pram in the Greater Accra region. However, the new government led by President Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo raised issues about financial propriety, right, of the project. This led to criminal proceedings filed against some government officials, including then Minister of Water Resources, Works and Housing, Collins Dauda. After the launch of a new affordable housing project in Pokwase on Tuesday, President Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo revealed that Cabinet has tasked the Works and Housing Minister to ensure the completion of the Saglemi project in order to prevent it from deterioration. He said, aside the 198 million already pumped into the project, a total of 114 million is needed for the planned completion. That's it. My brother, there's a minister and several other ministers on the side of the minority in Parliament who have come out publicly, some yet to come out publicly, to announce that they knew that Nana Akufo-Addo was not going to complete the Saglemi project, and that Nana Akufo-Addo had declared it useless. Today, as it stands, we are told that the project is going to be completed. Nana Akufo-Addo is telling us that he has tasked his minister to look for money to finish it. Why are we trying to start another project when this project has stalled? This project is already deteriorating. The last time the minister talked about the project, they were thinking about bringing in the private sector so that the private sector will take over the whole place and it will be leased to the private sector for a number of years. Some people even said that the private sector could just invest into it and make money from the project. My brother, my sister, this would have made a little bit of sense. Private sector, come and be part of it, help it, and then make money out of it. But at the end of the day, it belongs to the state. But you know what they are thinking about really? They want to find a way of selling the houses there to their own colleagues in power. Come here. That's where I just want to land. They are looking at how they can sell the whole Saglemi to themselves and their ilk in power. They are saying that a lot of corruption underlies the Saglemi project, and I don't doubt it. Politicians are so corrupt Mahama was corrupt. But Nana Akufo-Addo has come to teach us that Mahama's corruption, in fact, has even made him a saint. And he, Mahama, is far ahead of Nana Akufo-Addo when it comes to the fight against corruption. It's sad. When we said Mahama was bad and kicked him out, we expected somebody better because we're looking at a better Ghana. But Nana Akufo-Addo came in, and look at what is happening. As it stands right now, they are looking at how they can sell Saglemi to their party and party faithfuls so that Ghana at the end of the day will suffer. Did I spend any more time on this? Nana Akufo-Addo has cut the sword for a new project at Pokwase. Do you know where Pram Pram is? It is out of town. It is a very beautiful area. Very serene, unpolluted. Pokwase is right in the middle of Accra. Pokwase is choked. If there's any housing project that should happen, we should rather look in the outskirts of the big city and try to expand rather than forcing and conglomerating more houses in such small spaces. How many people agree? My brother, as it stands right now, it is sad what is happening. Parliamentarians have declared, hearing from Nana Akufo-Addo, that the Saglemi project is now useless. The minister in charge told us point blank that they are looking for private people to invest in that. And the idea is they will share it amongst politicians. And that project, which should have benefited Ghana, would go into the pockets of dirty politicians. This is Saglemi. Very well planned. Beautiful. An aerial photograph. Very beautiful. But go there and see. It's cockroaches, lizards, and snakes. This is what Saglemi has become. They haven't finished it. They are building another one. To God be the glory. Dash it and bring me the next thing. This is the Black Pot, a.k.a. Kukushodomo, where we speak truth to power. And I will need you to send your comments in. Corruption fuels coups. Come here. Now, all over West Africa, people are crying that there's a new wave of coup d'etats. Yes. Is it going to be called the West African Spring? Burkina Faso tasted it. Another country right here, known as Mali, also tasted it. And then, a few days back, Niger and the coup maker came out to say a lot of things. Run the headlines. Watch this. It is sad what is happening. Watch this. Coup making begins when corruption becomes so rampant. And that is the same thing the coup maker in Niger is saying. But who is this? Enin. That's him. What is his speciality? Why is he saying what he's saying? The director, Faculty of Academic Affairs and Research, Kofi Annan International Peacekeeping Training Center, Professor Kwesi Enin, has indicated that rampant corruption breeds fertile grounds for coups to take place. He explained that coups take place long before the military decide to take the gun to seize power. My God, that is deep. Bring back that. Bring back that. Listen, he explained that coups take place long before the military decides to take the gun to seize power. It means the people would have already started the coup. The military only listens to the people and decides to satisfy the people. If the people are not in support of the military, there is no way the military will succeed with any coup. That's what the man is saying. Next page. Watch it. Speaking in connection with the coup that took place in Niger on the Ghana Tonight Show, TV3, Monday, July 31. Professor Enin said, with ECOWAS in particular in 1993, member states revised the treaty and Article 58 of the revised protocol from 1993 enjoins member states to see ECOWAS as a superior national institution, meaning that when we sign on to ECOWAS document, those documents must be domesticated amongst member states or among the signatory states. So in this case, we have signed onto the supplementary protocol on democracy and good governance, the document on the political declaration, the political and conflict prevention, democracy, good governance, and conflict prevention, that basically say that as member states of ECOWAS, we want to be governed through the rule of law, respect for human rights and democratic processes. We also have protocols relating to corruption, to how elections must be held. All this body of literature then comes together to form an ECOWAS regime with principles, values, norms, decision processes as to how member states must behave. Dash. When you read further, Professor Enin says, one of the biggest causes of coup d'etats, corruption. Our country is so corrupt. It is so stinking, ridiculously corrupt. For some time now, government officials are playing with American dollars. We have heard stories of government officials who stash water tanks, poly tanks with American dollars and euros. When we heard that, we didn't want to believe that, because anybody can just allege anything. We heard how a minister's house was burgled and so much American dollars and euros stolen. And these thieves, house boys of the said minister, set the house on fire. He finally had to get the BNI intelligence to pick up the boys, beat them up, threaten them, manhandle them, and then they returned the money. But today, at least we have Cecilia Dapa. She had $1 million American dollars in her bedroom. Euros, 300,000 euros in a bedroom. Jewelry amounting to millions of Ghana cedis. One person. Today she's telling us a cock and bull story that every Ghanaian knows. It's sad. Yes, they might go to court and say, come and explain to us why you think this is a cock and bull story. The matter is before court. These are the things that worry us. When the government takes people for a joke, according to them, the money belongs to a dead man, or it belonged to a dead man. 800,000 American dollars. And that she only owed or owned a small bit of the money. And another chunk of it came through funeral donations. The president has already prejudiced the case. He said, I know that you are a woman of integrity. You will scale this fence and you shall be exonerated. But when I talk about it, they say that I'm not respecting the courts. But the president can say this nauseous and stinking thing. These are the things that infuriate people. When they realize that the courts are not even supporting them. When they realize that the courts are supporting thievery. When they realize that politicians all over Africa are not helping the good cause of the people. So they strike. Thank God, we have risen above that. We are not ready to support any coup d'etat, but nobody knows what can happen. Somebody said, what can come, can come. If Mr. Can come, cannot come. My brother, this is what is happening to our country. A musician by name Coups tweeted, and he was warning the government of Ghana. Are you seeing all the coup d'etats around? Are you taking steps to be able to stall and prevent some of these things? But you know what dirty, dictatorial African heads do? Should I tell you? Instead of working to make the people happy, they rather pay the military to stand and protect them so they can steal more. Blakk Rasta, say it again. Come here! Think say you dey wise. I say, in Africa, our country, Ghana, is part of Africa. When the people are angry that politicians are stealing and not respecting them, you know what the politicians do? Instead of taking steps to alleviate the pain of the people, they rather pay the army and the security forces to stand and guard them whilst they loot more. Jesus is thinking. Look around Ghana. It's like a military state. The people have lost interest in politics and politicians. It looks like these people just came to loot. I'm going to be telling you more about their lootocracy. Lootocracy. A government of looters. This time not grave looters, money and coffers looters. It hurts me. These monies that are stolen from us, every money that is stolen from this country, somebody would have to die for that. Somebody would have to bleed because of that. Yet we don't care. As long as our families are not directly touched, it's okay. We continue to loot and to steal. This is the Blakk Pot, aka Koko Show, where we speak truth to power. Today, I just want to hear from you. Read more comments from you. Every time I come, stand and talk. Yeah, you send your messages. Today, I want to read as many messages as possible. Send out the message. We are together in this fight. It's not Blakk Rasta alone. It's not you alone. Together, we want to see a better nation. And a better nation would not come if we all sit aloof like spectators and watch. These dirty people in government are looters. They are not practicing democracy. They are gerontocrats who are practicing lootocracy, kakistocracy, a government of insufficient minds, a government of people who are not competent. It's called kakistocracy. To God be the glory. When we return, we shall wail some more until they hear us. Hey! Wayo! This is the Blakk Pot, aka Koko Show, and here we speak truth to power. Thanks so much. We appreciate you and we love you. Yes, much as we want to take it easy today, there's an edge to explode. Next story. Watch it. Watch it. Watch it. It says sacked Ghana minister still at post. How many of us remember this minister of state? In fact, he was in the finance ministry. How many of us remember this man? How many of us remember Edubuahin, Albert Edubuahin? Find me a photograph of Albert Edubuahin. He was one-time flag bearer for the NPP. A party that claims that it is a patriotic party, new patriotic party. Yet they are the most unpatriotic party I can ever think about. Albert Eduboahin was a history teacher, an author, and at the same time, a wonderful historian that so many people respected. But he defiled himself. How did he defile himself? His books became biased. Biased. His books only saw the Akans as the most important people in the history of West Africa. The Akans did everything. They were demigods. The Akans did this, they did that, they did that. Fine. Was that the truth? So when people realized that his books were becoming very, very much skewed, they took the books out of our syllabus. They took the books out of our bibliography. We shouldn't read the books anymore for our history lessons. Albert Eduboahin. He used to teach right there in England and maybe America. He was a historian who lost his verb and luster. That's his son. This Eduboahin. His son is the person we are talking about. So he comes from the loins of a man who tried to skew history. Today I wonder how many people read Eduboahin's books. And he himself came in and it was realized that this is another corrupt guy. He embarrassed the mother serpent of corruption, Nana Akufo-Addo, to the point that he had to sack him and say, go, 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 with your stinking corruption. Do we all remember him? Do we all remember him? Look at what is happening. Ex-minister relocates to South Africa. Okay, at least he didn't go to America. He didn't go to England. He didn't go to China. He's still right there in Africa. One Africa. Run the story. Charles Eduboahin, a former minister of state at the finance ministry, has denied remaining a director on the Bank of Ghana board, despite leaving the ministry in November last year. Family sources told the Herald that Mr. Eduboahin has virtually relocated to South Africa, where he works and frequently travels to Ghana for personal reasons and goes back. Mr. Eduboahin's name has been captured in the Bank of Ghana's 2022 report and financial statement as still a member of the Central Bank Board led by Governor Dr. Ernest Addison. Did you see that? I'm going to take it again. Mr. Eduboahin's name has been captured in the Bank of Ghana's 2022 report and financial statement as still a member of the Central Bank Board led by Governor Dr. Ernest Addison. But the Herald sources close to him have explained that this could not be true, as he has not been resident in Ghana since leaving office last year. Sources close to the former Minister of State at the Finance Ministry have told the paper that his membership on the BOG board was a result of the position as a minister, and having ceased to be a minister, he automatically ceased to be on the board. The seat he occupied was reserved for a representative of the Finance Ministry, typically a deputy minister of or a minister. Since he's no longer a minister, he ceases to be on the board. Next page. Now, dash it. Hear me now. This was a man who bragged in front of a hidden camera that the president owed him a lot of allegiance because of his father, who was a cohort of Nana Akufo-Addo. They were those who held the party, the NPP. There was a point. Edu Boahen was a flag bearer of the NPP. He couldn't make it to the presidency. But he and Nana Akufo-Addo were friends. And he owes him that favor to be able to do something for his family. That probably was why he put him there as a minister, not because of competence per se. Because that was what Charles Edu Boahen alleged on tape. Oh yes, he owes my father a lot of favors, you know. So blah, 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 boom, 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 in a very corruption-charged statement. And they had to remove him. Today we are hearing that he's still in there, lingering around. Some other family sources say, oh, he's in South Africa. My brother, in this country, they can sack you on paper, but you are still working in that outfit, taking a full salary. That's if you are not lucky enough. If you are lucky, they will sack you, ask you to go home. They will still pay your 100% salary for sleeping at home. We have a very terrible country led by terrible leaders. How true is this thing about Edu Boahen? When he was sacked, he ran to the courts. Courtesy Anas Armiyawa Anas, Manasseh Azure, and a few other people, we are able to see how corrupt our country is. Nobody does anything for free. Even if they are paid by the people and government of Ghana, they still want to extract bribes from people to do work that they are paid for. And these are the people who see you, they are all in suits, speaking big English that the Queen of England cannot even understand. They see themselves as huge and big megalomaniacs in power. Yet they are common thieves. They never go to jail. Those who go to jail are the little ones who smoke ntampi here and there. Those who steal bananas because they are hungry. How will the nation develop? This is the Black Pot, a.k.a. Kokushonomo. When we return, we'll be reading your messages. Hey! Wayo!
Blakk Pot, Kokushonomo.
This is the Black Pot, a.k.a. Kokushonomo. No more talking. Go straight to the messages. Keep the messages coming in. We're going to read as many messages as possible today. Over to you. The power is in your hands. All right. So Marcus Ekwamwa says, good evening from Amsterdam, Black Rasta and the family members. Blessed love. We love you. Sweet Papito says, it's another beautiful day. Black Pot, the best show ever. Make up yourself, Black Rasta. Sapashini. Ali Agali says, yo, Lion Black Rasta, watching you live from Cordoba in Spain. Chop and golf you with his infinite mercy. Blessings and love always. Keep firing these leaders with no common sense who are in power. Sweet Papito says, straight out of USA, the United States of Ashaiman. Wow. Bless you. So who is the president of the United States of Ashaiman? Jonathan Achu says, good evening, Black, blessed love. Mansuru Yunusa says, Mansuru from Spain, Alicante. My love for you is unconditional. May Allah protect and bless you forever. Blessed love. Francis Ampim says, Blakk Rasta, good evening to you and your crew. Blakk, are we sure the people we are voting for as leaders are really Ghanaians? I'm not sure. I think that they are aliens. They must be aliens with tails. Ghanaians cannot behave the way these guys are behaving. They are not Ghanaians. And how long will this mess continue to be around us in the country? It's so sad. Francis Ampim, that's true. Jonathan Achu says, I missed your time last week. Oh, don't miss it again. No, Mohammed Abdallah says, so who will end Ghana's corruption? You and I. You and I. Rawlings came, tied some people and shot and killed them. He couldn't end corruption. They didn't find a formula for stopping corruption. Patriotism. That's what it is. Civility. In my days, we studied civics in school. Today, no. Lottery is all over the place. Betting. Lotto, single 130. Betting all over the place. Sports betting is taking over the minds of the youth. In my days, we spent time in the libraries. Last month, I went to the library, and cockroaches were those that were reading the books. Not a soul. They will tell you that they will read that online. There are some books that have never been online, will never be online. It is only in the libraries you find that. How many times do we sit with the old men with so much experience to even tell our history and our stories? No, they are too old. Their mouths are stinking. There's an African proverb that says, those that are scared of the stinking mouth of the old man, they shall lack wisdom. Jonathan Achu says, keep the fire on. May Jah protect you. Kofi Bonzi says, in Ghana, if you want to move to the next chapter of your life, you will have to bribe your way out. It is very true. People who are even paid by us, when we ask them to come and do the work we are paying them for, they still want a bribe from us. Who created us? Satan cannot create us. Satan is too little to create us. Somebody bigger than Satan. Somebody more dangerous and more stinking than Satan created us. Where from that mentality? How much food do you even need? That you hoard all the food? Whilst people are dying, they can't even get one food a day. Once. No. Gamelia Pasu says, welcome, Blakk. Come here, run the story. The best show of patriotism. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. Together, we shall work for Ghana to prosper. Marcus Ekwiyama says, Blakk Rasta, why is it that the entire NPP political party very, very quiet about Gabby Ochridaku's behavior? Very powerful. Yeah. Bosu, who do you want to talk about Gabby? Your prime minister? When we told you Nana Akufo-Addo was running a certain regime of plutocracy, pluralism, gerontocracy, now is kakistocracy. You thought we were joking. He is bringing in a regime of family and friends. You want him to talk about Gabby? Gabby, who says he's not a politician, he's a lawyer and a journalist. Today we are going to be looking at Gabby. We will get there. Ekene Okoli says, Blakk Rasta, more fire. Fire the word. Speaking truth to power is not for you because you don't want to be in power, but you speaking truth to this power. I love that move. I don't really know what Ekene is talking about. But yes, I want to be in power. Power is not only political power. This power that I have and I'm talking to you is superior power. Political power is not the only power. Knowledge is power. My brother, we are trying to model people like you so that you can take over political power. And with good guidance, We will have a better generation, the Joshua generation. A generation of young, wise people. Abibu Muhammad says, let's speak truth to power. Ghana president is 419. Frederick Chanu says, we want a new Rawlings in the country. I'm not sure I want a Rawlings. I'm not sure I want a Rawlings. Yes. In fact, I'm very sure I don't want a Rawlings. Rawlings had the heart for Ghana. Unfortunately, he messed up. In the reign of Rawlings, people were disappearing left, right, and center. In the so-called revolution. I don't want people to disappear. If people have done wrong, I want them to face the law. I want the cause to work. I do not want to take power into my hands and be making people disappear. I don't want a Rawlings. No, sir. Sharif Ibrahim says, how can we stop corruption in our own way? Some of us are corrupt in our workplaces, but we end up blaming only politicians. It's true. Corruption is not only the politicians. Even you. If you go out there and somebody steals something and comes to sell to you, and then you go and tell people, oh, I bought it. If this one, there's connection. What is connection? Connection is stealing. If you connect electricity illegally, steal, you are a thief. Water, you are a thief. Even if you lie, in fact, you are a thief. Every liar is a thief. You meet a young girl because you want to get into her pants. You start lying to her. That is corruption. We don't speak the truth. There is no bigger truth, a lie and a smaller lie. Every lie be lie. Gameli Apesu says, Blakk, I'm not surprised. They have declared Saglemi useless. After all, they declared all Kwame Nkrumah did useless, abandoned, not even, well, they sold some of them to churches, right? Yes, that's true. But I feel sorry for the next government. Yes, the next government coming in is going to struggle because there's a lot of plutocracy going on. But together, if they have the sense and can involve everybody, especially the youth, we don't need money. We don't need wealth to raise this country forward. We have it already. No, Muhammad Abdallah says, Rawlings. This era demands Rawlings. Well, I respect your opinion, but I'm not a Rawlings man. So Leji Mawena says, good evening, Black Rasta. Welcome. More fire. Tell the Francophone countries well, to stop listening to France, right? Blah, 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 blah. And he says he's writing to us from Togo. Thank you so much, Soleji Mawena. Timothy Zuri says, Black Rasta, when will the old men resign and leave the country in peace? Too much hardship. People calling me yesterday and today asking for little things, right? That's what it is. Sharif Ibrahim says, loot and share is equal to plutocracy. More messages coming in. Rap Thunder says, legendary Blakk. This government swears to God that they will destroy everything in this our motherland Ghana. Demons in power. No, Muhammad Abdallah says, I swear MPP government has killed and wasted Ghana's glory. Gilbert Ajay says, my brother, this is very serious. Food for thought for all Ghanaians to change their mindset, to push the nation ahead as quickly as possible. I'm telling you, if only 2% of Ghanaians will listen to the messages that we give out, Ghana will be heaven. 2%. Let's say that we are 30 million right now. 2% is going to be what? We will be able to make it happen. Stephen Banda says, Black Rasta, you are too much. Thanks for teaching us. And we are learning from you. Thank you so much. We're learning from each other. Ali Agali says, the actions of the president clearly tell he lacks ideas and common sense. How can you build affordable housing at Pokwase? Areas like Dodowa and beyond are there. Why Pokwase? That's what I was just talking about. Pokwase is already conglomerated, congested. You'll be shocked that the chiefs of the area will be coming after me. Hey, we are getting development and you are talking about it. Hey. Everybody is looking for. Nobody is thinking ahead. Ali Agali says, and you have the chiefs and opinion leaders of Pokwasi at the event. Ghana indeed is sick, but definitely there would be light at the end of the tunnel. All hopes are not gone, inshallah. I agree with you. I agree with you. I agree with you. Gamelia Pastor says, I remember Kwabna Japan even saying that the Saglemi housing project location was wrong. That's the dumbest statement from an engineer. Well, what reasons did he give? That what? It was a waterlogged area? Or there were demons there to eat people up? Vampires? What was his reason? But now Pokwasi is the best place to put affordable housing. Kaya Jeme. Stephen Banda says, I'm listening to you from Bloemfontein in South Africa. And he says, Bloemfontein in South Africa. The youth are very angry and they will come after this police restriction soon. I believe that. No, Mohammed Abdallah says, whenever you hear Akufo-Addo, one thing comes into mind. Lies. Pagan African says, greetings, Blakk Rasta and the recalibrated mindset family. Blessings. Respect, Pagan African. I respect this comment. Gameli Apasu says, Blakk, the money is over $1 million and over 300,000 euro. Of course, it's true. These are just estimates. They have more in there. They just told this. They couldn't even tell. That means there's more money in there. Jesus. Timothy Zure says, Blakk Rasta, did our leaders think of this country at all? Do they think about this country at all? They are just wasting the country's money for nothing. Imagine the cars they use. Only cars, buying houses, sharing what they have looted. Ali Agali says, and you have the chiefs and opinion leaders. Well, we read that already. And then I remember I think we read this already and all that. Yeah, we've read those. In fact, once. Gladys Clark says, Blakk Rasta, our leaders are not helping the country. FZ says, thank God for the online listening numbers increasing every day. Keep sharing the broadcast. Thank you so much, FC. The numbers would have to increase more and more, because we are starting a big revolution of Pan-Africanism and patriotism. Rosina Mate says, hey, great program ever. I learn a lot about Africa here, especially from the questions and quotes. Oh, thank you. Shirley says it's important to teach children about business, how to debate and get involved in politics. People don't know basic facts about how governments work. That's very true, and she's reaching us all the way from Texas. Shirley, thanks so much. We do appreciate you. Yes, that's very true. Marcus Gordon says, much love and respect to you, Blakk Rasta. James Mawuli Sapo says, greetings, my king. Blessed from Nairobi, Kenya. Oh, Kenya Massive and Crew. We love you. We appreciate you. Joseph Ashley says, watching from the United States of America. Sweet Papito says, Stone Boy is the president of USA, United States of Ashaiman. All right, he's the youth president. You have a good president. Soon he will build a school for you and some other things. I believe that. Come here. We're about to go. Next story. Quickly. Quickly. We just have a few more minutes to go. Ghana government hires Israeli spy company. Is it true? Well, we woke up to a tweet from a very credible source. This is the guy. How many people know him? From Imani. He's the deputy in there. Show me his tweet. This is what he tweeted. Bright Siemens. In the name of fighting cybercrime, the government of Ghana paid more than $2 million American in 2021 to an Israeli company, Rayzone, which specializes in tapping phones, snooping on people, and advanced spyware. Recall that officials of the previous government were jailed for bungling a similar deal. Run the story. And this is the headline. Government paid Israeli firm $2 million. And this is from that tweet. But Bloomberg also reported it, right? Watch this. This is from Bloomberg. Your ad data is now powering government surveillance. Ad data. A product called Echo, made by the Israeli-based Red Zone Group, is using information intended for marketers to help authorities track people through their mobile phones. Through their mobile phones. According to invoices seen by the Bureau, Red Zone rented this access point in January 2018 for a 3-month period via a subsidiary in the British Virgin Islands at a cost of $13,000 per month. The Latifa operation on March 3rd of that year would fall within this period. So we paid an Israeli intelligence company in the name of cyber fighting, and then they decided to come and spy on us. Nobody's safe. Every now and then, they listen to our conversations. They are able to pick up what they can use for their political hogwash. And when the citizens begin to lose self-confidence and lose trust to the point that even their conversations are eavesdropped on, then you know that the freedom of speech is under serious attack. So you now understand why Ghana, freedom of speech, under Nana Akufo-Addo, keeps slumping and going down. It's not all about speaking on radio and on TV. Our private conversations are tapped. Anybody they see as a threat to them, not to the country, they tap your conversation. And some sensitive information private to you, they bring it out so that they hope they can cower you into submission so you don't talk. Oh, they saw you as a married man sleeping with another girl. How would that make the country grow? And that is what they bring out to fight you. Kennedy Japan is very good with that. Bring the pictures. Bring this. Bring this. I have information. Ray Zone. That's how cheap the nation has become. Dirty politicians. I wish you could use Ray Zone to spy on America and see how they are manufacturing planes. I wish you could use this technology to spy on England and see how they are making submarines. You would be able to use some of these spywares to spy on nations that have common sense, so you can also steal their common sense. Because you don't have common sense. All you are interested in is who is sleeping with who. You are not interested in brains and development. Dash it. Bring me the last item and I'm done. I promise I'm going to spend just 2 minutes on this and we are done. Gabby, king of corruption scandals. I promise you I was going to tell you this. Who is Gabby? That's him. That's the president's cousin. He wields so much power. Ridiculously. He allegedly can remove any minister of state. After all, his uncle is the president. He thinks for his uncle. He is the pseudo prime minister of this nation. He's a British citizen born in Chelsea. He will never give his British citizenship for anything. These are the people who mess up our country, and when everything is finished, they run to the country that they truly belong. Dual citizenship holders. There are 5 scandals that have been tabled, allegedly around this same man. Run the story. See the 5 major scandals Gabby Asari Ochridakun has been associated with. Run the story. Quick! Next page. Watch this. Below are some scandals in which Gabby or his interests have been cited. Number one is the Ejapa royalties deal. You remember they wanted to sell all the gold mines in Ghana and even sell those we have not discovered yet in the name of Ejapa royalties. Ghanaians fought against it using the parliamentarians, and they have never been happy. These criminals in power. In 2020, the government of Ghana proposed a deal which was meant to raise money by floating shares in a company called Ejapa Royalties Limited on the London Stock Exchange. The deal was met with wide criticism from civil society groups and the opposition, who claimed that it was a secretive and corrupt deal that will allow politicians to enrich themselves at the expense of the country. So they cancelled everything. Later that year, it was confirmed by veteran journalist Kweku Bakun that Gabby's firm had been transaction advisors to the government in a failed deal. He was their lawyer and transacting deals, like he has been transacting deals for Galamsey's illegal miners, as told to us by Professor Frimpong Boateng. Next page. That's it. And look at it. So much money involved. Next page. Number two is the PDS scandal. And it's all about power, electricity. And Gabby was also in it. In 2019, government was forced to terminate a concessionaire agreement with Power Distribution Service Ghana Limited, PDS, with the reason that there were challenges with the financial guarantee provided for the deal. Last paragraph says some critics have chastised the Nana Akufo-Addo Bawumia-led administration for not acting in the best interest of Ghana in the negotiation and signing of the power concession. We heard Gabby had his dirty hands inside as well. Next one. Next page. Ameri deal. That was the deal that Ajakun said Gabby twisted his arms and forced him to sign, and he refused to sign. Because of that, they sacked him as the energy minister. And Gabby went ahead to draft everything and sign, yet he was not the minister of energy. Such a powerful guy. Next page. You see, so Ajakun is there. Ajakun said he was on a flight to the US when Gabby called him. This is a story we have told several times. Next page. Frimpong Boateng Galamsey report. He's in court with Frimpong Boateng, right? Where Frimpong Boateng said he had aided some illegal miners. That's it. So that's what it is. They are milking our country. Our country is now bleeding. They have no mercy. It's only a fool who thinks that they can loot and steal and depend on the loot for the rest of their lives. No. A lot of them die from stroke, kidney disease. They spend all the looted money to treat their damnable sicknesses. You know why? Because karma is a female dog. Karma. That's why when I see people looting and stealing, I stay aside. They will use all that money to treat their sicknesses. If they build houses, for some reason, the houses break and fall and kill them. If they use the money to buy cars, it's surprising. They crash the cars and die. And if they fly in the air, the planes crash and they die. Live clean and let your deeds be seen. Let's look at the final messages and we are done. Osetutu says, fellow revolutionaries, what are we doing now? Looking at what is happening in the ECOWAS bloc. Sweet Papito says, all coup is happening in only West Africa. Am I correct? Yes, it's happening in West Africa and it's happening in some other parts of Africa. Remember, West Africa is the gateway. Petrina Otu, the first independent nation from European rule, started in West Africa. So watch it. It's not an easy thing. Petrina Otu says, greetings, Black Rasta. I thank God for your life. I wake up with Urban Blend, and in the afternoon, I don't miss the Black Pot. Continue to speak truth to Petrina. I really love you. I don't know how much to tell you I love you. Thanks so much for following the vibe. Remember to spread it. Petrina says, good morning. It's a ritual on, the morning is a ritual on Urban Blend. And then he is listening. And the whole Ghana is also watching. Volk says, Blakk, I love your outfit. Where can I get one? Oh, this is from Bar Corianza, from what is known as Juju Eye. Come this way. Oh, gosh. Yes, Juju Eye. Just Google Juju Eye. Juju as in J-U-J-U-I is E-Y-E as in the eye. You get the contacts and 100% African. Kofi Owusu Esrifi says, Blakk Rasta always speaking truth to power. Enough respect, me brother. Love, love. Blessed love. We have more comments coming in. Run them quick. You say, we need to see your comments and we need to be able to put them out. And remember, we never take your time for granted. Remember that every little second you spend with us, we appreciate. Timothy Zuri says, Blakk Rasta, please try and get me the Muslim man's number. Was that Ustaz Shamoon? Please, watching you live from Wa. I don't know where to find Ustaz Shamoon. He doesn't stay at one place. He's always moving around. Nabong Pyramid says, Blakk Rasta, I can feel myself inside you. The voice of patriotism and Pan-Africanism. I wish everybody was like you, Blakk Rasta. Wow. Well, I'm happy to hear that. Push the vibe. Continue to fight for Pan-Africanism and patriotism. King says, you are super, Blakk Rasta. Love to my wife, Joyce. Okay, blessed love, Joyce. Sharif Ibrahim says, I'm surprised Canada Japan was not part of the Songo 6 mentioned. What is Songo 6? It's past there. All right. Amali for Richard says, Blakk, the year you will contest for presidency, I'll be your running. I will never contest. They say never. But I am a kingmaker. I see myself as that. I can push you to be president. You don't have to be my running mate. We just have to believe that you are patriotic enough and you have Ghana at heart and that you are ready to sacrifice. When they say they need one man so that they will slaughter you and Ghana will become heaven, will you give your head out? If yes, then you can run for president. If no, take a back bench. My name is Blakk Rasta. I love you. I appreciate you. Oh, thank you so much. We love you. We appreciate you. I'll catch you again tomorrow. Today we decided to take it easy and cool. Tomorrow is yet another day. 5 p.m. sharp. We appreciate all of you online. Please continue to share the messages and share the broadcast. We love you. Hey! Wayo!